12 Dark Psychology Tricks You Should Be Careful of. Welcome back, viewers. Today, we're delving into the fascinating but unsettling world of dark psychology. We'll look at 12 common tricks that manipulators use to control situations and people. Understanding these tactics is critical for protecting yourself from those who would use them for personal gain. So, without further ado, let us begin. Number 1. Mirroring. Have you ever felt an inexplicable connection with someone? There could be some mirroring going on. This subtle but effective technique involves imitating another person's body language, gestures, and speech patterns. While mirroring is often harmless and used to establish rapport, when used maliciously, it can transform into a manipulative tool. Imagine meeting someone who perfectly mirrors your movements and expressions. This not only makes you feel comfortable, but it also fosters a sense of connection. However, it is critical to recognize when mirroring is being used to exert influence or control. Manipulators may use this technique to create a false sense of camaraderie, ultimately steering the situation to their advantage. Understanding mirroring empowers you to distinguish genuine connections from orchestrated manipulation. Number 2. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone manipulates another person into doubting their own perceptions and memories. This deceptive tactic is carried out by denying events, making false claims, and manipulating evidence. Consider a situation in which someone consistently denies something you clearly recall happening or insists that your feelings are unfounded. Over time, gaslighting causes the victim to question their own sanity, creating a vulnerable state for the manipulator to exploit. It is critical to be aware of the signs of gaslighting and recognize when your reality is being distorted. Understanding this dark psychology trick will help you protect yourself from losing confidence and perception. Number 3. The foot in the door technique. Moving on, we come across the foot in the door technique, a nuanced method used by manipulators to gain compliance. This strategy starts with a small, seemingly innocuous request, which sets the stage for a larger demand later on. Consider this scenario. A friend casually asks for a minor favor, and once you agree, they make a larger request. This technique relies on the principle of consistency. Once we've agreed to a small favor, we're more likely to accept a larger one. Recognizing the foot in the door technique allows you to pause, evaluate each request independently, and avoid falling into the trap of escalating commitments. Number 4. Door in the face technique. Unlike the previous technique, the door in the face technique begins with a large, often unreasonable request, followed by a more reasonable one. Consider someone requesting a large favor, which, when declined, is followed by a smaller, seemingly more acceptable request. This creates a sense of compromise and increases the likelihood of compliance. The key is to recognize the manipulative intent behind the initial large request and the subsequent smaller favor as a strategic move. Knowing the door in the face technique helps you navigate such situations more effectively, making informed decisions about when to stand firm and when to compromise. Number 5. Scarcity principle. Have you ever felt compelled to act quickly because of the allure of limited availability or a limited time offer? This demonstrates the scarcity principle in action. Manipulators skillfully use this psychological phenomenon, emphasizing scarcity to create a sense of urgency and importance. By convincing people that an opportunity is scarce, they tap into their fear of missing out, leading to decisions that may not be rational. Recognizing the scarcity principle allows us to approach situations with a more critical eye, determining whether the urgency presented is genuine or a ruse designed to influence our decisions. This awareness enables us to make decisions based on true value, rather than responding to artificially induced pressures. Number 6. Ostrich effect. The ostrich effect, A dark psychology trick that takes advantage of our desire to avoid dealing with unpleasant information comes next. Consider a manipulator presenting a situation as too difficult to handle, discouraging people from questioning or confronting it. The manipulator's goal in creating an avoidance environment is to divert attention and coerce compliance. This strategy is especially effective in situations where confronting the truth may be uncomfortable or difficult. Recognizing the ostrich effect allows people to face difficult realities rather than succumb to manipulation. By remaining vigilant and questioning the overwhelming narratives presented, one can overcome the psychological trap of avoiding uncomfortable truths. Number 7. Confirmation bias. This cognitive bias refers to people's tendency to seek out information that reinforces their existing beliefs, while ignoring information that contradicts them. Consider encountering a persuasive argument that perfectly aligns with your worldview. Confirmation bias occurs when you readily accept and endorse information without critically assessing its validity. Manipulators take advantage of this tendency by presenting false information in a way that is consistent with people's pre-existing beliefs, making it more likely to be accepted as true. Understanding confirmation bias is critical for developing the habit of critically evaluating information, questioning one's own biases, and seeking a balanced viewpoint. Recognizing and overcoming confirmation bias allows one to build resilience against manipulative tactics that exploit cognitive vulnerabilities. Number 8. Bandwagon effect. The fascinating bandwagon effect explores our natural desire to conform to the actions of a group. Manipulators use this psychological phenomenon to create the illusion of widespread support for a specific idea or product. When people perceive something as universally accepted, there is a strong desire to join the supposed majority. This herd mentality can lead people to adopt beliefs or make decisions that they would not otherwise consider. Recognizing the bandwagon effect enables us to critically evaluate situations, ensuring that our decisions are based on genuine conviction rather than the influence of popular opinion. Number 9. Halo effect. Now, let's look at the 9th dark psychology trick, the halo effect. This cognitive bias occurs when people allow a positive impression of one aspect to influence their overall perception. Consider meeting a charismatic person or seeing a product presented in an overwhelmingly positive light. The halo effect occurs when people extend their positive perception to other unrelated aspects, resulting in biased judgment. Manipulators take advantage of the halo effect by strategically presenting a single positive attribute to influence how people perceive the entire entity. Understanding the halo effect is critical for distinguishing genuine qualities from artificially magnified impressions. By adopting a discerning mindset and critically evaluating each aspect separately, one can avoid falling victim to manipulative tactics that exploit cognitive biases. Number 10. Just world bias. The thought-provoking just world bias is based on the belief that the world is fundamentally fair and that people get what they deserve. Manipulators use this bias to justify unfair situations or misinformation by portraying them as fair and earned. Manipulators create a cognitive barrier to critical examination by convincing people that certain circumstances are the natural result of justified actions. Recognizing the just world bias is critical for breaking down mental barriers, cultivating a more nuanced perspective, and challenging narratives that may use this bias to manipulate others. Number 11. Social proof. Let's explore the fascinating world of social proof. This psychological principle reflects people's tendency to conform to the actions of others when they're unsure what to do. Consider a scenario in which people behave in a certain way simply because others do so. Manipulators use social proof to create the illusion that their ideas or products are widely accepted and popular. By presenting a narrative of consensus, They hope to trick people into accepting false concepts or making decisions based on the perceived validation of others. Understanding the social proof phenomenon is critical for individuals to distinguish between genuine, well-supported ideas and artificially manufactured trends. By cultivating an independent mindset and critically evaluating the basis of popular opinions, one can avoid succumbing to manipulative influences. Number 12. Authority bias. The intriguing authority bias investigates our natural tendency to trust and follow the advice of those in positions of authority. Manipulators take advantage of this trust by presenting themselves as authoritative figures with influence over people's decisions. Whether it's false information or dangerous situations, the cloak of authority can make manipulation more subtle. Recognize the authority. Bias is critical to maintaining autonomy, prompting us to question the motivations behind information or directives from purportedly authoritative sources. Being aware of this bias allows us to critically evaluate information and resist the undue influence of those who use authority for manipulative purposes. While not everyone who uses these tactics is inherently evil, it's critical to stay informed, trust your instincts, and remain vigilant. If you found this video useful, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on the notification bell for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Also, be sure to check out our popular playlist about reading people here. See you around.